This is the harsh truth. If you are waiting to build your personal brand or start marketing your service-based business in a more public way because you don't feel ready enough, you are already falling behind. A lot of service providers or aspiring freelancers, entrepreneurs, anyone who has a business and knows that the key is to be putting yourself out there online so that people can actually hear about your business and get to know you. You think that you either need a really big audience or else it's embarrassing to post. Maybe you think you need to know a lot more and be more of an expert before you start saying anything online. The truth is, none of that matters. All you need to know is how to start positioning yourself as an expert online based on your unique life experiences, not trying to be something that you're not or prove that you're smart. It's about positioning yourself as the ideal service provider that your ideal client is looking for. In this series, I'm going to be teaching you how to build your personal brand from scratch so that you can start landing those dream clients, even if you've never posted anything online before, or if you're just getting started and you don't have enough experience yet. I have been providing copywriting and content marketing services to businesses online since 2019. I've gone on to create my own digital products that help aspiring freelancers land their ideal clients because that's what it actually takes to be a business. So what I do on this channel is just share everything that I've learned along the way as somebody who went from a regular 9-to-5 employee to being full-time self-employed, running my own service-based business and digital products business online. So the first thing we're going to talk about is clarity. The thing that I see a lot of freelancers, entrepreneurs doing online is that they're kind of trying to talk to everybody and in effect talking to nobody. You are not trying to appeal to everybody with the content that you're posting and the things that you are saying online. You need a crystal clear message. Do not copy your favorite influencers online who seem to have this gigantic following. It really makes sense. And that's what I thought too. It's just like, well, they're doing this, they're doing like get ready with me and, doing vlogs and they're gaining millions of followers. And it's not to say that you can't do that and incorporate that stuff into your brand, but I think too many business owners don't realize that it all starts with your message. All of your content should run downstream from what your main message is. Or one day you're going to be talking about, makeup brands that you love, and the next minute you're going to be trying to sell somebody on your marketing consulting services or your legal services. So to get clear on that, here is what you can ask yourself. Who are you helping? What is the problem you solve? And what is the transformation that you deliver to your ideal clients? So instead of saying vague general statements like, I'll help your business grow, you can say something laser targeted that speaks directly to your ideal client. Like, I help marketing consultants land 5-figure contracts by mastering their messaging. Do you see the difference? Clarity cuts through the noise and all of the people online who are trying to target those same clients with general vague messages that just get drowned out. The next thing you're going to want to do is focus on authenticity and consistency when you are putting yourself out there online. Your audience needs to trust you. Your prospective clients need to trust you before they hire you. That means showing up as you, not some generic copy of somebody who you think is doing a great job and you want to emulate them, or some watered down version of you, which I am very guilty of because before I became self-employed, I was in a corporate 9-to-5 sales job where I was constantly trying to fit into the mold of what I thought I needed to be in that job, which if you've worked 9-to-5, you already understand this whole like bring your whole self to work thing isn't a thing. It's not real. I think for those of us who have had those traditional jobs, it is the hardest for us to kind of break free of that 9-to-5 mold, especially for me. Even just showing up and talking about things that are feminine and girly is this constant struggle because it's what I'm genuinely interested in and it's who I am. But when I was in sales, I always felt like I had to tamp that part of myself down because all of the sales reps were guys. So I wanted to be kind of included in, gel with the team, but also not stand out too much or become a distraction because it was supposed to be a professional setting. So being like overly feminine, I didn't want to stand out too much. So when you can kind of examine how you are in the corporate world and all of these blocks that make it really hard for you to actually follow these personal branding tips, you can kind of say, oh, okay, I'm doing that again. I'm doing that thing where I don't want to come off as too girly or too loud or whatever it is you thought wasn't good for your corporate job. Now, as a service provider who actually needs to be authentic and put yourself out there and show that you have a personality, you have to break past a lot of that stuff that's been built up. So how do you do that? Well, you share your stories, you share your values, you even share things that are quirky. This is really what makes you memorable and relatable. And then, like I mentioned before, consistency. If you are posting like 2 times a month and wondering why you're not getting any results and not seeing any numbers because of however you're showing showing up online, whether that's through an email newsletter, whether it's through LinkedIn posting, whether it's through Instagram, whether it's through posting in Facebook groups. I almost would rather say don't do it at all if you're going to do it inconsistently. And what I would also say is that commit to something that is actually doable. So if posting once per week is all you can do, commit to that instead of posting 5 times in one week and then stopping. Another huge part of building your personal brand and putting yourself out there online is showcasing social proof. Nothing builds trust faster than evidence of what you have achieved in your business for your other clients. So this could be client testimonials, case studies, or even sharing the results and the numbers that you've achieved for yourself and others. So for example, for me, I can talk about what my click-through rate is on my email list, or I can share testimonials from my copywriting clients. And here's a quick tip. If you are not experienced enough or you're just starting out, I understand you're saying to yourself, okay, I don't have anything to showcase, but this is actually more about storytelling and how you can work with what you have and weave it into a compelling story. That could be, writing a blog post that showcases your expertise and blasting it out. You can share a case study about how you solved a problem for yourself, maybe do like a mini training. There's all these ways to build expertise and authority in the very beginning stages that don't necessarily necessitate that you have worked with a client and gotten numbers. I know for me in my freelance copywriting business, getting results, getting testimonials is the easy part. To have a client say, yes, I've worked with her, I liked working with her, it was great. That is that's a plug and play process. You just ask for a testimonial, they put it on your LinkedIn profile and it's on your website. It's the numbers that always kind of held me back, because the marketers that I work for as a copywriter and content writer do keep results close to the vest. So what I have done over the years is really emphasize the results of my own personal brand. And I've gotten brand partnership deals that way, just by saying, hey, I have an email list of this size, I have a YouTube channel of this size, maybe here's the traffic to my blog. There's all these kind of personal projects that you want to start building along the way so that you're not so reliant on the results that your clients may or may not share with you. The biggest thing you need to know in terms of testimonials and case studies is just show, don't tell. And I was just talking to my friend Nicole the other day, was helping her write a welcome sequence for her email. And I told her that we should include an email within that welcome sequence about her results that she's gotten with her photography clients. And she was like, well, I don't know how many people got results based on this deliverable that I gave them. And I said, you don't need to know exact numbers to write a case study, to tell a story that says, here's where the client was when we first started working together, here's the work we did together, and here's what they got out of it. You don't need to say, oh, they got a 30% conversion, they got a 50% click-through rate. You don't need to know that. You don't have to always have those numbers. Sure, they're compelling, but don't let it stop you from telling compelling stories about your business. So those are the 3 main pillars of what it takes and what you should start thinking about in terms of building a personal brand that showcases your authority. Number 1 is to always clarify your message. Your audience should know what to expect from you and how you help them. If all of your content runs downstream from that clarified message, you will get inbound leads from your personal brand. Number 2 is to show up authentically and consistently. If you can only write 1 to 2 posts per week, go live once per week, post a video once per week, a newsletter 3 times per month, know what your baseline is and do it consistently over time versus over committing and giving up, and be authentic. I know it can be really hard to put yourself out there and show the more vulnerable sides of yourself, but if you don't showcase the uniqueness of your personality, you're going to have a really hard time showing up online, because as service-based businesses, we're most likely competing with thousands of other service providers that have similar pricing, similar skill set, and similar offers to us. So the only way to really make an impression is to talk about what makes you unique. And luckily for us as humans, we have very unique experiences. It's just a matter of how we tell those stories. And the third, which again, it's really overlooked in the personal brand space and marketing your business, is to talk about the results that you've gotten for other clients. I always talk about this book on my channel, but Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller talks all about making your ideal customer the hero of your story, not you, right? If you can get the attention and the focus off of yourself and make your marketing not so self-centered and actually put the client in the spotlight and show them the transformation that they can expect, it's a really powerful way to convert viewers and subscribers into paying clients. You don't need to have a rock solid portfolio or these incredible stats. There are ways to tell stories about the work you do and the clients you help that will resonate with clients. Here's what a lot of people don't understand and why they're still scraping by as solopreneurs and service providers. It's that if a client knows, likes, and trusts you, you are 90% of the way there, right? Closing the deal and getting that client to actually work with you comes down to a matter of timing, logistics, signing the paperwork, if you can have that like and trust factor already built in. And that's why we do marketing to begin with, to make ourselves known, to stand out, to become that recognizable person that people want to do business with. The service provider that not only just shows up and talks about their business and what they do, but proves their expertise, the service business is the service provider that is truly booked out. So if you're seen as the expert in your industry, landing clients will be so much easier because there's already trust built there. That's why in the next video, I'm going to share with you how to position yourself as an expert, even if you feel like you're not expert enough, or maybe you're like me, where you're in an industry where the people that you work for actually know so much more than you do. So it's intimidating to try to show up and school them on something. I'm going to share with you why that's a misconception, why you can show up and position yourself as an expert in your service and your business, all really just by being yourself, being authentic, and showing up consistently. So don't miss that next video.